With a relaxing, laid-back, and welcoming vibe that makes it a magical place, Hilton Head Island is the scene of the APP Hilton Head Open, part of the USA Pickleball National Championship Series. Join us all weekend long as players compete for cash prizes and a golden ticket to the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Brought to you by Superior Labs. Our supplements keep you at the top of your game. Superior Labs, never surrender. OS First, the official sock and compression bracing partner of USA Pickleball. Redefine comfort. eHealth Medicare, find coverage that makes you feel like a winner. Raya Eyewear, the official performance eyewear of USA Pickleball. Raya enhances your vision and protects your eyes. Head, bringing high-performance gear to every athlete, professional and amateur. Onyx, we push the limits and you win. Pro XR, the grip technology that delivers optimum athletic performance. LSI, lighting solutions valued for their quality, reliability, and innovation. VULCAN, showcasing the most advanced technology and innovative style. And HUDEF, showing respect for all players by making the best paddles.
And it is time to have some fun here in South Carolina for the APP Hilton Head Pickleball Open, a part of the USA Pickleball National Championship Series. It's time to start handing out some gold medals, and we're going to start off with our women's pro singles matchup on this glorious Sunday at Palmetto Dunes Tennis and Pickleball. And getting warmed up and ready to go, how about our contenders? It's Leah Jansen. Take a look at those pink shorts. This woman is deadly, and she's facing off against Catherine Parento, coming out of the winner's bracket. Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. Maybe we'll play some singles later on. Who knows?
Hey, maybe.
But we're going to start off, get you introduced to our players. We're going to start with Leah Jansen. Take a look at that backhand. She is out of Washington, my home state, and she's number 2 on the APP standings. Somebody that brings a ton of intensity to their game.
Absolutely, and she is going to look to continue with that intensity because she lost earlier to Catherine Parento in the ladies winner bracket final, and so she's going to look to avenge that loss. She's very focused. They played a great third game. They went 3, played a great third game, and we'll see if she can get back on track here.
Well, you talking about that women's final in the winner's bracket. It was interesting too. It did go 3 games going the direction of Catherine Parento. She won the first and the third 11-6, then dropped the second 4-11, and then picked up the third game 11-9 as you look now at Catherine Parento. She's out of Naples, Florida, and man, she is so good in the heat, but she's also one of the top players on the tour. You can see number 9 on the APP standings, but she is deadly.
She's an absolute beast right now, and she is just getting better. Every single time she plays, it just seems like she improves some aspect of her game. And ever since she got that new paddle, her signature paddle, she has really kind of come onto the scene even more so. That two-handed backhand, what I love about that though, is she has that two-handed backhand, but what she does so well, she uses it not only to drive, but to dink as well. And so she hides everything so well, so you don't know if she's going to attack with that or kind of play soft game with it. So she hides it so well, does such a good job. I'm expecting an incredible, at least 3 or 4 games here.
Well, we will have to see. This will be played 2 out of 3 if Leah Jansen picks up the victory in this first match. They will play one more match, which is just 1 game to 15 points, as it is a true double final in APP Tour fashion. And you got to love that in the game of pickleball. Leah Jansen will start us off with the serve. And a quick side out for Catherine Parento.
And right off the bat, it's exactly what Catherine and I talked in her interview, is making sure that when she returns, she comes in. But it's very hard when you have a serve as hard as Leah Jansen's.
How about that forehand winner, that beautiful passing shot?
Great job by Parento running around that, getting the forehand flat down the line. Jansen expecting cross court.
And another point for Parento. When I spoke to her prior to this match, she told me that she's been really working on that forehand. You can already see it start to take shape.
Oh.
With a backhand winner as well.
Beautifully done cross court there from Parenteau. We saw that in the first matchup between these two ladies. On the run, Parenteau loves that cross court across her body.
Trying to lip that one back in on the sideline, but just missing wide. And you can see Leah Jansen doing her hip check, getting herself ready before every single rally. Uses that as a bit of a reset in terms of her mentality between each point. Another side out for Catherine. As she misses that serve. The serve's so critical in the game of singles.
Absolutely, it sets up the whole point. If you can serve deep, keep your opponent back and from coming in. Now when they return to you, now you can flip the script, and as an offensive player now you can come in.
And a missed return, same thing even on the return as well. The serve and the return becomes that much more critical in the game of singles. And back-to-back misses there. So back-to-back points for Jansen.
And both of them coming off of return of serve errors. So again, the pressure of Jansen's serve. She has a very hard, she uses her version of a spin serve, and that's very hard.
Checking to make sure that ball is wide. Here's a look. Was called wide. Hard to say.
Close, hard to say from here.
But we are tied up nonetheless, 3-apiece. Ball back now for Catherine Parenteau. You can see this open stance, forehand serve. Oh, Leah Jansen nearly able to get there.
What a setup, though, by Parenteau on her third shot. Jansen ended up staying back. She ripped on the sideline and forced Jansen full sprint to get that.
Looking for the inside out drop. Catherine told me she's been working so much on that forehand, and you'll see her regularly scoot even further over to the left side, really taking advantage of her forehand. She does it on her dink game as well when she's playing doubles.
And what she does so well on that ball is she runs around it, yes, to get to her forehand, but I'd say probably 75% of the time, she'll try and drop it cross court instead of drive it, because if she does drive it, it puts her out of position. Just like that right there. So when she does want to drive that, that's an all or nothing for the most part. If she drops it, she can kind of scoot back to the middle and get back in position. But if she drives that, she's so far over, that opens up the court for Jansen.
And the other point, though, is, too, we started this match with that forehand winner up the line on that left side, so she feels like there's some availability there, but a nice adjustment from Leah Jansen already. And there's that drop that you were talking about, cross court.
Yeah, if she can drop that over, she had some success with that in the first matchup between these ladies.
Tied up 4 apiece. High ball returned, and there's a passing shot from Leah Jansen.
Yeah, and she caught Catherine guessing middle here. Watch Catherine, she'll lean that left shoulder middle, and then gets burnt right down the sideline.
Looking to lip that cross court as well. Leah using that top spin drop. There's a nice drop, two-hand backhand from Catherine Parenteau.
And that's what we were talking earlier. She has that weapon. She can go rip with that two-handed backhand, or she can go drop.
Welcome to the afternoon session of the final day of the APP Pro XR Pickleball Hilton Head Open.
Little miss hit there from Parenteau, looking down at the edge of her paddle.
Hoping to qualify for the APP Masters in Boca Raton, Florida, January 18th through the 23rd. Your co-host for this year's tournament, this golden ticket event,
That's a great return, pushing Leah Jansen way back.
Right, and Leah was doing the same exact thing that Catherine's doing. She ran around that forehand. She ends up hitting that ball high, but as she hits that, she's fading away and falling out of bounds. That's a wide open court for Catherine. That's an easy put away.
How about a big cheer for our sponsors, starting with ProXR Pickleball.
Ah, there again is that shot up the line, this time effective.
Now's premier sponsors, Head Pickleball, the official shoe, Onyx, the official ball, the Dura Fast 40, Cora, OS First, Vulcan.
A missed return. I caught up with Catherine before this, and she talked about how she's been working on her serve. She's gone to more of that open stance versus a closed stance with her serve. You can see it there with her feet, feeling like she gets more power and more depth when she does that.
C&D Nets, Barabody, Pickleball Tournaments, Raya Eyewear, Babylon, Paddle Tech.
Just misses cross court. And that is what Leah Jansen hit about a dozen times in game number 2 that she won against Parenteau. And
back in that winner's final.
Yeah, and Parenteau was like, I had to change something there, and she did fix it.
Boy, was that a treat. Thanks for all your continued support of the APP Tour. Our next stop.
What a hands battle up at the net. Beautifully played point by these two.
Well, that's the key with all these players in singles, is taking that ball out of the air.
So 8-5, that's going to force Jansen to take a Jigsaw Health hydration break, but we're going to stick around with you and talk this one through a bit. You know, one of the things that's so fun is that you come from that winner's bracket final, and next thing you know, you got to play one match to the bronze, then get back into the final. So mentally, you've already had to play one extra, and then you're facing the same person that's already defeated you once. I mean, how tough is that mentally? It's
very tough, because now you're coming back, and what's good is that you've won your last match to get into this, right?
Yeah.
So you've won your last match. You have a little bit of momentum, which Leah has. So she comes in. Catherine's been sitting a little bit. Let's see if she can kind of gain that momentum. She didn't gain a ton of it. It seems like they've just picked up right where they left off from that 3-game battle. And so I think Leah's the right kind of mindset right here, but it's all about who can change what their opponent's doing, who can get their opponent out of their game, and neither one of them really done it too much. They're just going back to what worked for them in the first matchup.
Well, and here's a changeup too. We haven't quite seen this. The return to the forehand side of Catherine Parenteau. And maybe that's why she's been avoiding it. Look at that shot.
Yeah, that's a great drop shot right there from the transition area.
Speaking of great shots, there's one from Leah.
Great cross-court backhand right there, finding the open piece of land and finishing.
So 5-9 now. Oh, can't find the trickler. So another point, 6-9. Leah working her way back.
And Leah had a barn burner in the bronze medal match against her close friend, Lauren Stratman, 12-10, 11-9. Doesn't get any closer than that.
Inside out. Nice little roll off the paddle of Catherine Parenteau. Another great drop. Catherine is just tagging these sidelines right now.
Yeah, she's in complete control of herself and her game.
Sliding to get there, but another great shot from Leah Jansen.
Attention all players, it is time for a medal award.
And as a reminder too, out of that winner's bracket final, Catherine Parenteau was able to pick up the first game. She dropped the second and then won the third.
Britton Pendleton and Axel Morgan, your silver medalists, Liz Wood and Spencer Wood.
Wow. Little wrist flick. Dink winner.
I call this the dinner. I think she had a couple of those last night too.
Definitely.
Who likes to do a mean
And the ball is long, so the first game does go to Catherine Parento, 11-6. Question is, Leah Jansen coming back in game number 2. What's she going to be able to bring to the table? We'll find out more after this.
To change the game, you have to change how you see the game. And we promise, you've never seen the game like this before.
Welcome back to South Carolina for the Hilton Head Pickleball Open. 24 dedicated courts here at Palmetto Dunes Pickleball and Tennis Center. And check out that view. It is a gorgeous one. We'll bring you on in to Championship Court, where we're about to get game number 2 underway in our women's pro singles matchup. Catherine Parento picked up the first 11-6. However, last night these two faced off in women's pro doubles. And I will tell you, Leah Jansen, after dropping the first game, she came back on fire with her partner Vivian David in game number 2. They actually pickled 11-0. Catherine Parento alongside Simone Jargin. So watch for her to pick things up here as that ball goes wide.
That's a great return there from Jansen. Hard down the line, forcing Parento to hit that ball on a complete sprint.
That ball served long. A little bit more communication. Leah trying to get herself into this. Back-to-back errors now. She continues to talk to herself.
Jansen visibly frustrated right now with herself.
She reaches there. A couple quick dinks. 4 straight now for Catherine Parento.
Timeout coming up soon, possibly. Nothing yet.
In between games, I saw her talking with Lauren Stratman courtside, who she just defeated in the bronze medal match. Lauren taking home bronze.
That's a big side out. Can't allow her to get any more here. Now you got to stop, and now you got to score.
Leah Jansen picks up this game. She picks up the gold medal.
Ball right down the line there for Parento. And a timeout from Leah Jansen.
So at 5-0, they're going to take a Jigsaw Health hydration break. Leah Jansen looking to get a bit reset here But when I spoke with Catherine Printo prior to this match, one of the things she talked about that went so well for her in that winner's final is she talked about staying positive. And I love that. She said if she stays positive, it enables her to stay more focused. So it's not necessarily kind of just psych yourself out a little bit. It's like the fake it till you make it. I asked her, what, you know, after dropping game number 2, what did you do? And that's her thought, was stay positive, and it just keeps her so much more laser focused in.
Yeah, it's stay positive and short-term memory.
Yeah.
Right? And you lose that game. Okay, so what? You have a third game coming up in a minute, literally a minute. If you sulk on that, now that carries over into the third game, and now all of a sudden you could go down right away in that third game. Now you're in trouble digging out of a hole. So short-term memory, let it go, focus right back.
Well, it's challenging. These can go so quick, as a huge hustle play there from Leah Jansen.
I mean, watch where she comes from. She's not even in the screen, and she gets this ball.
You gotta love the effort there.
And force your opponent to hit another ball. Maybe Catherine misses it. Maybe she hits it in the net. Maybe she hits it long.
And that's a great shot. Keeps that very low to the ground. There's not much of a bounce there.
No, not
Just
at
the
all.
Skitter.
Yeah. So you got the skitter, the dinner. What else we got?
And just an unlucky bounce there off the top of the net.
Yeah, if she doesn't clip the top of that net, that's a clean winner right there. I come up with cam-isms for pickleball. Oh, that is so good inside out there from Catherine Printo. And that's that shot we were looking at in game 1, where the forehand, she gets around it and she drops that. What'll allow her to do, if Jansen gets that, she can get back into play though.
Another timeout taken, and another Jigsaw health hydration break taken by Leah Jansen. At 8-0.
Yeah, it's just it's tough right now. You know, what do you do? We saw a match earlier. Johnson Cola, Frank Anthony Davis playing in the consolation match. Game to 15. Frank Anthony Davis goes up 12-0. 12-0. Cruising in like 3 minutes. Sincola calls a timeout, his second one, calls a timeout, comes back, goes on a 10-1 run to get right back in it at 13-10. He ends up losing 15-10, but again, 8-0. Seen crazier things happen. You know,
completely doable.
And you're talking about 2 of the best singles players
in the world.
In the world. So if anyone can do it, it's Leah Jansen.
Absolutely. Now we've also got more coverage coming your direction after this women's pro singles matchup. We'll have more women's coverage for the senior pro division. As that ball goes long.
And they did finish the bronze medal match. Julie Johnson wins 11-1, 12-10. So Julie Johnson will be taking on Jen Alessandro.
It's going to be a good one here on championship court. Nice little save, but an even better angle there from Catherine Printo. We'll also have the men's pro singles final to finish up our day. Even Catherine's mishits were going over.
Yeah. And even right there, Leah Jansen almost apologized to Catherine because she mishit that overhead right there.
Leah losing the visor. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a change up.
Exactly.
Ball called long.
Yeah, she's going for that serve right there, and that's what happens. It's the risk-reward conundrum. You're either going to go for it and make some mistakes.
And again, Catherine just finding every inch of the sideline right now.
That's a money dinner right there.
That's steak and mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, right there. That's beautiful.
Catherine is on the move. And that ball is long.
Catherine gets another, though, within 2 of ending this match. Yeah, Jansen just off just a little bit, because she's not going to miss that shot very often. She got what she was looking for. Just goes wide on the sideline.
Just wide. She gets another side out. Leah Jansen just picked up the gold a day ago. Just a few hours, actually, if you think back to late last night. She picked up the gold in women's pro doubles. And then had an incredible match against Catherine Parento just a few hours, not even that, an hour or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Where they went 3 games. So she is well within reach of this championship.
Big forehand winner to get her on the board there. It's exactly what she needed. Let's see if she can add on.
That's just wide.
Great return from Leah Jansen right there. And you almost saw her as she hit that. She kind of skipped and hopped up because she was looking at it going, is that going to stay? Is that going to stay? And it does.
Now Leah's starting to hit the sidelines.
Wow, great job by Leah Jansen right there, all around every shot. Absolutely perfect here.
There's one sideline, and she finds it again. What a shot from Leah Jansen. Lobs that one back over, and it's just long.
Wow, just an inside-out forehand from Catherine Parento right here. Jansen comes in, tries to cut off that angle.
Well, and that's hard. You see her hit that straight down the line every time with that pace, or she's dropping it cross court. I mean, those are just incredible angles to have to run down.
And how anticlimactic right there as Parento takes game 2, 11-2, and will take home the gold medal.
So gold going to Catherine Parento. She stayed true through the winner's bracket and in the final as well, winning in straight games here at the Hilton Head Pickleball Open. So there's your gold, and then silver goes to Leah Jansen. And big hugs all around for her and her partner, Athena Trujillo. We'll be back with more coming from the Franklin Pickleball Studio. Dom's got our interview. We'll be back after this.
To change the game, you have to change how you see the game. And we promise, you've never seen the game like this before.
Welcome back again to the Franklin Pickleball Studio. I am with women's pro singles gold medalist Catherine Parenteau after she takes down Leah Jansen for the second time today, 11-6, 11-2. Catherine, you're on fire right now. Everything is just kind of clicking for you. But I love how we were talking before you came on here. You're like, I just had to finish. I didn't want to let her get anything to come back because you know how powerful of a player she is, correct?
Yes, I know that she doesn't quit, and she's just gonna keep trying. And I think I was up 9-0, and she came back. I gave her 2 points, or she played pretty well, the 2 points.
Yeah.
I remember she hit like a really nice angle with her backhand. I was like, okay, good shot, but I can let her think there's hope that she can come back. So I had to finish the job.
Yeah, absolutely. And Catherine, that forehand you got going right now, the inside out forehand, it is so nice, so clean. It's a thing of beauty. Is it something you've been working on?
Yes, that's something I've been working on because I know it's harder to read at times when I take my forehand in the middle. So that's something I've been working on. Thank you.
For noticing, right? But another thing I noticed, since you've gotten your custom paddle, it's a different shape that you were using for years.
Yeah.
You've got everything you want. What I'm noticing too is you're using your two-hander more, not just on a two-handed kind of drive, but a two-handed dink and everything. So what I think is, in my opinion, it's disguising a lot for you. Is it something also that you've been working on?
Yes, I think the longer paddle, it just feels more like a tennis racket to me.
Yeah.
It's just easier to just generate more spin, more power. So it's for sure something that I really love about my paddle. I think it does a great job for me.
Well, I think it did a great job today, considering you took the gold medal. So, Catherine, congratulations. Congratulations all weekend. You had some couple medals, and so you've done so well, and I really appreciate seeing you. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks,
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, women's senior pro gold medal singles on championship court here on ESPN+. Don't go anywhere.